Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are the Good Cholesterol, and today we will be covering beginner tips for Planet Zoo. Let's get started. So, tip number 1, keep your entrance area open. The entrance to the zoo is where everyone will enter and exit. You want to make sure to start off with an entrance area that has nice wide paths and branching pathways, so that the area doesn't become too congested later on. If you put a bunch of shops or drink stands and things in a narrow street where everyone needs to pass by, it eventually becomes too congested and the zoo visitors won't be able to get past each other. Later on, you'll start to notice that few people are able to get to the further areas of the park, and everyone seems to be kind of stuck at the beginning. It becomes much harder to change the design later on, so it's a good idea to start thinking about this when you first start building the park so that your entrance area can be set up in a way that won't become a problem later on. Number 2. Pick a good starter animal. Your first exhibit is probably the most important for the game, as it will carry your park through the initial financial phase until it starts to make money. With that being said, it's important to pick the right starter animal for your zoo. The ideal starter animal is one that's cheap, doesn't require too much space as large exhibits are expensive to build, and one that will reproduce rapidly since you can sell the babies for more money. You also want someone that doesn't require a lot of fancy land modification like mountains or water features, as terrain modification takes both a lot of time and a lot of money, which is not ideal in the beginning. I personally like to start with the Indian peafowl, but the other options that I also like include llamas and flamingos. All these animals have the additional benefit of allowing guests into the exhibit, which also takes the hassle out of designing an observation area right in the beginning. Number 3. Information booths are key. In the beginning, an information booth is essential to help boost your education rating, as well as a key way of increasing donations to help your finances get off the ground. The information booth sells audio guides which provide education to the guests. However, for some reason, the guests think that the audio guide default price is too expensive and they won't buy it. Instead, you'll get comments saying that everything at the information center is too expensive. So, instead, you have to change the audio guide price to be 75 cents, and this will fix the problem. You'll see people start to buy the audio guides, and your education rate will drastically increase, which is a huge help in the beginning. Number 4. Don't underestimate exhibit species. Be sure to put some exhibit species in right from the beginning. They might seem like an expensive investment in the beginning, but it's actually an easy way to entertain your guests with very little extra effort and boost your donations. As an added bonus, the offspring of exhibit species can trade for some quick extra cash in the beginning, which I always find super helpful. So I personally like to start off with frogs because they reproduce really fast. They have like 3 or 4 offspring per cycle. And it works for most of the frog species, so you can pick whichever one is available. And inbreeding doesn't generally seem to be an issue with exhibit species, so you can just keep the youngest and highest quality of each gender and sell the rest. Tip number 5, prioritize your observation areas. The main point of a zoo is for guests to be able to see the animals. If they can't see them, they end up complaining that either the view is very poor or else that they're not even getting to see their favorite animal. Right from the beginning, it's important to think about the observation areas that you're creating for your guests to be able to see the animals. You want to make sure that the observation areas look into key parts of the exhibit, such as the sleeping areas or the eating areas, so that they'll actually see whatever's in the exhibit. Nice observation areas make your guests happy, and it's one of the most fun and creative aspects of the game, so it's really enjoyable on top of everything else. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, eat healthy, improve your cholesterol, and we will see you next time.